What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Smith Lake, Coleman, Alabama. I gotta apologize right away. You know, all the cool stuff you guys love watching on the channel, the behind the scenes, the goofiness, me and the fellas cutting up, the stuff I love too. Man, I had some issues with my SD cards this week. I don't really know what happened, but I think the files got corrupted, so I lost all that footage. 3-4 days of just a bunch of cool stuff that's gone. So here you guys have me standing in front of my house, in front of my truck, trying to give you some vlog style information to help you connect these fish catches that I have to the tournament. So I'm just gonna run through it and kind of talk you guys kind of how the tournament went for me, what I did, what my game plan was, and ultimately how I end up finishing. So starting off at practice, it was a very chilly practice. We got out there, water temps were hovering in the high 40s, 49, right at 50, coming up to about 51 midday. I knew these fish were wanting to come up to start to pre-spawn and or spawn ultimately. So that was in my mind. Each day that went by, it was warmer and getting warmer and warmer. By the end of practice, water temps were hovering in the low 50s, 51, 52, 53 in the back of pockets. And so something that's absolutely huge on Smith Lake, it always has been boat docks. And you guys remember this, if you fish any herring style lakes, you fish any lakes that are very dominant with floating boat docks, and it's more specific to floating boat docks, the ones that have the big black floats underneath to hold the docks up. That's what you want to look for, because those black floats, as the sun rises and beams on those black floats, get hot and they grab heat. And those big females, especially spotted bass, they love to slide up underneath those black floats, warm their eggs up before they, boom, turn right around, go to the bank, and go spawn. And that's what was going on for me. So I tried everything in practice. The water was stained, so I really thought I'd be able to catch them on an MR6 or an SP57. And I did catch some good ones in practice doing that, but it wasn't a consistent bite. I wasn't getting a lot of bites. It wasn't until day 2 of practice that I felt like weather was getting right, water temp was getting right. I should probably go skip these boat docks and just see what's living on them. And sure enough, I tied on a Guggenlunker log, baby bass, and a green pumpkin bolt. Started skipping boat docks. I had my hook rolled in, right? Don't be that guy. Reeling them in practice. And skipping some boat docks. Next thing you know, boom, get a bite. Go 2 more docks, boom, get another bite. Same dock, boom, get another bite. Now I'm starting to see multiple fish utilizing these floating docks, and I can see them clear as day on my live scope. Forward facing sonar is just amazing when it comes to this, because I'm literally pulling up to the docks. I'll scan the dock and boom, you'll see 2 or 3. You know exactly where you need to put that bait on that dock. And so I start skipping these docks and I'm seeing them on there and I'm starting getting bites. Before you know it, I'm like, this is probably the strongest pattern that I found out here on the lake. So that's what we rolled with. Jump right into day 1. I had my mind made up, man. I got bit in a couple of run-ins where the water was flowing in the back of some creeks. I had a couple bites doing that. I started off doing that, caught a couple small ones, and then I said, screw this, man. This is not really working for me. Let's slide right in and start skipping these boat docks. So day 1, I start fishing boat docks about 9 o'clock in the morning, and I start catching short fish after short fish after short fish. I'm like, damn, what is going on? Move areas to where I had what I felt like were bigger bites in practice. Again, I had my hooks roll in, so I really don't know. But those big ones have a tendency, when they bite it, they hold on to it and they do not let it go. And so I was like, let me get on some of these docks where I had some better bites. And sure enough, I started running some different boat docks, and Rock Creek is where I was fishing. And then boom, I finally catch my first scoreboard. I think it was like a 114 or a 111, something like that. I'm like, all right, let's go. Got a little bit of momentum.
He had it the whole time. Yeah, I was sitting there waiting for it to fall, and I was looking at it, trying to understand.
Alright. 3 pounds, 4 ounces.
3/4 for the picture.
And sure enough, put my head down, start running that pattern. I catch another good one, and then I catch a giant. I catch a big 4-pound, 10-ounce largemouth. Oh my God, dude, that's a giant. Oh my goodness, dude, that's a freaking giant. Oh my gosh, dude,
freaking largemouth, and I mean a big one. Come here, baby. Got you, baby. Yes, yes, baby. Boom! Look at that one. Look at that one. Yes, yes. Look at that one, baby. Oh, and the lunker log hook popped right out, dude. Look at that one. That's a stud.
Are we ready?
Yep. That's a stud, baby.
4 pounds, 10 ounces.
410, baby. Yes, sir. You know that's a ding. Yes, sir. Wow, what a beautiful fish. Absolutely gorgeous. Huh.
That was a shock
Thank
to me.
you,
Those
baby.
largemouth, they utilize those floating docks too. Same concept. They wanna, the big females, they wanna heat those eggs up before they go spawn. And that's exactly what took place when I caught this big girl. I made a perfect cast. You know, it's one of those deals where if you don't make that cast, you don't get bit. And so I made a perfect cast in the back of this dock, 4 pound, 10 ounce largemouth. I'm like pumped up, screaming, yeah, let's go. It's all looking good. So continue the day. I didn't do anything else. I locked 2 spinning rods into my hand, 2 favorite hex rods, both of them with lunker logs, a green pumpkin and a baby bass, only 2 colors I used. And I just started catching fish. Now I wasn't destroying them, but I'm getting good quality bites, you know, high, you know, 110s, 114s, 2.6, 2.7, solid fish, you know.
Oh my God, big one. Let me get where you're sitting. Gotcha. Yes. There we go. Yes. Oh man, just gotta stay at it.
Yeah.
There we go.
3 pounds, 4 ounces.
3, 4, another one, same exact size. Beautiful, man.
And I did catch a couple 3-pounders. I had a really good bag in a 5-fish tournament, probably 14 pounds the first day. So excellent day one. I'm happy. I come in, I'm in 6th place after day one, feeling good, right? Go back out on the second day. So what it's cool and what is frustrating with our format is we only fish 40 guys. So that's really cool, right? Because you don't have to worry about a ton of pressure out on a lake. The problem with that is you don't know who else is fishing the same, in this case, docks that I'm fishing, or the same school of fish, or who's flipping the same stretch of trees, or what have you. You just don't know. We can't watch live. You don't have a clue, right? So I come out day 2, excited. I'm thinking, man, I'm just going to lock these 2 rods in my hand again, these 2 lunker logs. I'm going to skip all these docks. I'm going to crush them, right? It's going to be an excellent day. I get out there. Period 1 goes by. I ain't caught a keeper. I'm like, Period 2 comes by. I almost didn't catch a keeper in period 2. I catch 1. I'm starting to stress out a little bit. I'm like, what is going on? I am getting a few short bites, so I know the fish are still utilizing these docks, but I'm starting to get a little concerned. Looking at my electronics, I'm not seeing as many under docks, and I'm noticing the water temperature. It's going up. It's getting up. It's flat calm out there. It's hot. It's like in the 70s. Water temp's going up. And I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm still trying to mentally piece together what's happening. Well, period 3 comes around. Now we're at the height of the day as far as temperature goes and water temperature goes. Air temp and water temp. So on my mind, I'm like, they should really be using these docks right now. And so I start fishing some new docks, new stretch of docks I've never even been on. I'm just practicing now. I'm just trying different docks because that's been the strongest pattern for me. And boom, I finally get a bite, and it's a solid one. It's a largemouth again, a 2 pound, 14 ounce, or almost a 3 pounder. At this point, I've slid down now from 6th place all the way back to like 16th. So now I'm stressing. Score tracker's dinging. Guys are catching them. I'm falling. And I'm like, all right, this ain't good. But boom, I catch this 214. I'm like, whew. Gave me a huge boost of confidence. Shot me back up 3 or 4 places. I'm sitting in like 12th now. Weigh that bass. Release it. And now I got my confidence up. And so I just start rolling around fishing new docks still. And then boom, I catch another 2 pounder and I catch another 114. And then I catch another one. It shoots me all the way back up. I end up finishing day 2 in 12th place. We made the knockout round. So I'm super stoked, right? Game plan for knockout round day, because I got a day to rest. I got an off day because I'm in Group A. And now I'm thinking, like, what are you going to do, man? The dock bite seemed like it's kind of going away. You don't really have much else going. What are you gonna do? So I'm just churning in my mind. I didn't tie it up buzzbait, swim jigs. I'm like, maybe I'll go fish largemouth. Got a couple flipping sticks rigged up. Not really sure. So go out knockout round day. Completely open mind. You know, I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Of course, I start off skipping boat docks because that's how I got here, right? I'm sticking with the date that I got here with. I'm skipping boat docks, and we ain't catching jack. I mean, nothing. I skipped probably 50 boat docks. I did not have a single bite. And I'm like, what in the world's going on? Finally, in the second period, I catch one off a dock. It's a 111 or something like that. Solid fish. I'll weigh it. But I got one bass. We're in the second period. I'm in like, I don't know, 36th place. There's only 38 guys competing. I'm like, this is not working. So I skipped some more of the boat docks. Nothing. I'm like, dude, I gotta change it up. So I start running run-ins in the backs of creeks, looking for just something different. You know, this is a known pattern on Smith Lake. You can catch them in run-ins. I'm running run-ins that I've never even fished before. So I roll up to one, boom, I catch a 1/8. My second keeper, I'm excited about that. And I'm like, all right, now this is the deal. I need to go run-ins. I start running all these different run-ins, nothing. Pull up to this one run-in, water coming in, it's gin clear. I can see back there, I look up, there's a 4-pound largemouth sitting right there. I'm like, oh crap. All I had in my hand at the time was a jig, and I didn't want to spook the fish by reaching down and grabbing something else, so I throw my jig over there to it, and boom, it takes off. And I'm like, you sucker. So I'm kind of frustrated about that, but my jig falls to the bottom. I hop it one time, and my bait goes dunk, and I'm like, oh, there's a bite. Crack! I cracked this fish. It's another 4-pound largemouth, and I'm like, oh my god. It comes up, it goes, oh, shakes his head, throws my jig. And now it's like an hour to go, and I'm like, yeah, it's just one of them days. Just having one of them days. So I'm leaving out my run-in, pick my buzzbait up, going down the bank, on braid. Oh my god. Got him. Braid snaps. Pop. I'm like, what the heck?
Area I was fishing, I was like, nah.
God. Dude, I don't know what to do, but I look over in the water, I see my braid, and it's skiing across the top of the water. I'm like, oh my god. Turn to more high, get over there. Grab the line, I'm like, oh my god, I got him. Pull, handle it. Coming. Comes up. This big. I'm like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. Just one of them days. I proceeded to catch 2 more bass on a buzzbait. Neither one of them scored. It was just one of them days from the beginning. And we wound up finishing last in the knockout round, which got me a 40th place finish. But when it's all said and done, man, I really can't complain because we got $10,000 check. That's always good. We got decent points, not good. We got decent points with a 40th place finish. And I did catch me a heavy hitter's bass, a 4-pound 10-ounce. So I cannot complain. I'm not going to complain. Shout out to my boy DC. He ended up winning the tournament. What an amazing day he had on that final day. I watched every single minute of the live. My man straight train wrecked them. And it's always good when the homies win. So shout out my boy D Sizzle. And J-Dub was in the top 10 too, gave him a strong run, finished 8th place. So if I can't win, I want to see the homies win, and that's what happened. So it was a great week. So anyways, guys, sorry I had to come to you guys from the house and do all this like this, but hey man, we didn't have no other options. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much. Please make sure you share this video, drop me a comment, leave me a message, whatever you guys want to do. Hit that like button, please. That's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps the channel going. Thank y'all so much. I'll be checking back in live, maybe from Redcrest. I didn't make Redcrest this year. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I didn't make Redcrest. I'll probably do some content from Redcrest, even though I didn't make it, but I'll be there with the homies. And then Ozark, Lake of the Ozarks. Never been there before. That's coming up next. So you guys stay tuned. That's going to be an awesome event. Should be during the spawn. Should be a lot of big ones caught. I'll holla back. Peace.